Hi guys, I am Gordy Camp and I'm here today at the HMV Institute, Birmingham, and I'm going to be introducing you guys to a band called Versus. Let's go.
It's three people that are friends first of all, and then we started writing music because we were unsatisfied in our respective bands at the time because of various different things. Because they are antisocial, inconsiderate motherfuckers, and they've left me to sort everything else out. It's been quite a difficult transition because we've been working in a room together for the past year, and then we've had to go and play live, and we've realised that the entire scene's changed so much that we don't know any of the promoters anymore, we don't know any of the nights, so that's been quite a painful transition to go from flat to live gig, but we're slowly starting to get there now, and once we're playing live regularly, I think a lot of other problems will present themselves, but I think we'll all feel like it's a real band because, you know, being in a band is that duality between recording and playing live, and those two different experiences. A lot of the lyrics I write are poor man's politics, which are political things that I don't really know enough about to have a debate about, but I know enough about to feel compelled to sing about them. There are no hidden messages, but there are a lot of references to stuff that no one is going to get, but I put them in there so that I know when I sing them where they've come from, and so it helps me feel connected to the music no matter how long we play it.
Give us an example.
Okay, an example is in a track called Grim Expectation, which is the first of the set and the first of the CD. There's a reference to a guy called David Icke. David Icke was a chap that was an actor for a long time and then suddenly went off the rails, and first of all claimed he was the son of God. And he was on Terry Wogan, and he was on all these talk shows, so he was a well-known guy, and he said he was the son of God. And then he wrote a book about how a lot of politicians are actually aliens, and underneath their skin there's a lizard type inner skin, which is very close to the TV program V. And I put that in there because that was a demonstration of how the people that are supposed to be elected to make decisions for us have failed us. So perhaps maybe our next shift should be to people that are insane. And so I have that in there because I think it's funny. If we were to turn to him for guidance, that would be a funny state of affairs.
It's not a matter of a hard transition. It's not a study for the unions. They wouldn't do it if they had some other way. But that is no excuse. That is no excuse. Yeah, I can never see the light. We ought to know. We ought to know. Yeah, I can never see.
My favourite bands are like Smashing Pumpkins, Mew, who else? REM, that kind of stuff. I'm quite a mainstream singer-songwriter, but John and Danny's main people are drum and bass people, or electro acts like Justice or Andy C, or they like Deadmau5. They also like bands like Smashing Pumpkins and stuff like that, but they're more inspired by sort of quite underground electro outfits like Crystal Castles, that kind of stuff. There's the Facebook page, which is Facebook.com/versus4versus, that's VS, number 4 VS. And there's the MySpace page, which is myspace.com/versus for versus, which is VS4VS. We're going to have a website done soon, but who knows when that's going to happen.
Is there somewhere they can get your music?
If they message us and ask for it, we'll give it to them. Well, anyone that likes any of the bands I just mentioned, because we're sort of a fusion of them. You know, it's a bit like it's taken the pretty bits from the Postal Service, which is a band formed by a chap and Ben Gibbard from Death Cab for Cutie, and maybe the harsher bits of 9 Inch Nails put into a slightly more songwriter type way. So it's not indulgent in the same way that Deadmau5 has like a 45-minute mix with songs, but we have a real fetish for bass and beats and stuff. So if you like any of that, I tried to do a tour before in Augustine, but if you don't have a manager or someone that can coordinate this, that's done it before, then invariably you lose a lot of money. You have to sort of put your job on hold and all that kind of stuff, so it has to pay dividends at some point. It's not so much a risk as sort of suicide when it comes to trying to coordinate your life around it. So if there was someone that was going to help us go on tour, then that'd be wicked, in which case I'll let you both know straight away. Otherwise, we are Birmingham lads. You have to now understand that there's no money in it. If you do get signed, you still have to have a job probably. There's no glory in it, unless of course you want to sign a sponsorship deal with Foster's or something, in which case then yeah, okay, you'll make money. But other than that, you have to be in this if you love the music, because there's no other comfort in it at all. So we're on the front line. It's a bad time for musicians because of the internet. It's because of downloads being illegal rather than, which I don't disagree with, because when the music industry forced us to pay for the music, they'd charge us over the odds for it, you know. So they've been raping us for a long time. So now the tables are turned, but it still means that the music industry is even more cautious to sign anybody. So it just signs bands it knows can make money, which are predominantly bands that are a mimic of some other band. It's difficult. It's very difficult. In fact, actually, I'd go as far as to say probably in about 2 or 3 years' time, unless something drastically changes, unless legislation changes, we're going to have a very difficult time even breaking new acts. It's all going to be about sponsorship. It's all going to be about TV programs, reality TV programs. It's difficult. Except I very much hope that next time Marjorie gets to meet us, we can see how far that goes.
She's a bit of a goth though. Don't know if she'd like you.
Is she a goth now? Oh yeah, of course Marjorie.
Yeah, Marjorie's a goth. Yeah,
a little bit. What's the other one? What's the crazy one? Valerie.
All right, darling.
Yeah. Valerie.
You're talking to Versus.
Yeah.
Is it Versus or is it Versus?
I just hope she doesn't get too excited.